Texas, we want to revisit this Texas thing. We feel like we just talk trash the whole time, so we want to respect y'all a little bit more.
Dude, that last video.
Steve Sarkisian.
That last video was bad, man. We can't even lie. It was bad. I just don't feel like I don't feel like we gave Texas a fair chance. So I wanted to say let's revisit it, but let's be fair this time. Because you said that we're gonna
be fair. All right, look, this is how I'm gonna start off. I want to apologize, right? I'm gonna apologize for what I said.
Right.
This is how I feel. Any coach that is offered the Texas position is gonna take it. Texas is a legendary school.
High prestige.
Legendary school.
Yep.
It is hard to win there. You got to battle with Oklahoma. You got to battle with all the bigger schools. You got to battle in recruiting. Steve Sarkisian, I feel like he's a great coach. He's a good hire. Great hire.
Possibly the best offensive coordinator in the nation. Pretty much he is. We saw him turn Alabama completely around, revolutionize their offense.
He's already on the map with recruiting. He's calling up Quinn Ewers, quarterback, I think that decommitted from Texas and went to Ohio State, right?
He is currently committed to Ohio State, yes.
Yeah, he decommitted from Texas and went to Ohio State. He's already on the phone with him. He's trying to get him to come back to Texas. So I mean, look, if he can land that, Steve Sarkisian might be doing something in Texas.
When we talk about like recruiting, I think you gotta. I'm looking at the fact that, like, you know how much it's so much easier to get recruits to commit to Alabama. You know what I mean? Like I said, they just pulled in like I said earlier, they pulled in the greatest recruiting class of all time this year. So Bama's probably going to win about 2 more championships in the next 4 or 5 years.
Bro, Bama just walked into the room with a bunch of recruits and just said, bro, we just had...
It's like the thing for Bama.
We had 3 Heisman finalists and a wide receiver wanted on our team. What y'all need more?
You know how there's a story where recruits said, like, Nick Saban just walks in with all the national championships and says, you want one of these, you come here. And then they had a wide receiver win Heisman. God, college, we're in trouble.
They basically had 3 finalists.
We're in trouble.
Najee could have been a finalist. He could have been one.
They could have swept the board on finalists. That is crazy, dude. We have every other team has literally no hope because Alabama's just never going to go away. They're never going away. It's just it's impossible as long as Nick Saban's coaching, which is going to be for a long time. But let's get back on this Steve Sarkisian. I don't think he'll be able to pull in the top offensive recruiting classes in the nation anymore, but I still think I think he can get Texas back good at football. They got a new quarterback. Sam Ehlinger's gone. I think he'll be able to get some good recruits in there. You got to think this is Texas, man.
I think he was a freshman last year, wasn't he? He's coming into his sophomore year.
What's his name? I forget his name. I just saw him earlier. I forgot his name.
I just seen it. He played good against Colorado, though.
He played great. I think he also played in their bowl game, and he was looking great. So
that's the Colorado game.
Oh, Jesus. Oh my God. But I want to, I think I like this hire. Don't get me wrong. This hire is great. Like I said, I think they just got the best offensive coordinator in the nation. But
let's see. Thinking about around the nation, this is possibly one of the best hires.
Yeah. But I'm worried about that. And I know, let me tell you right now, in about 2-3 years, Texas is going to have, I think, a phenomenal offense. I think he'll get some good players in there. Come on, it's Texas, right? Texas.
In the next 2 to 3 years, Texas is going to be a consistent top 20 team.
Yeah, at least. The thing that scares me with Texas is the fact that they play Oklahoma every year. And Oklahoma is obviously...
and they got to compete in recruiting with Oklahoma.
They also have to compete, and Lincoln Riley is just that dude. Like I said already, which I probably shouldn't even say this because it'll probably spoil a topic for a later video. But Oklahoma for next season, they're my natty pick, to be honest. And I know that sounds crazy, but they are. Fun fact. I think Steve Sarkisian has to bring in... He's got to bring in defense. I feel like I'm saying this. Every time I say his name, I feel like it's wrong. So I'm just going to say Steve S. All right. He's got to be able to recruit some good defensive players. They're in Texas. It's a good place to do it. Offense.
Yeah, you got a lot of hometown
offense.
talent.
He's already been on the phone with people while he was at Bama. I think you got to somehow now convince him to get to Texas, even though, going against Nick Saban is nearly impossible. I feel like it'll be easy for him to get wide receivers. Hey, I just coached a wide receiver Heisman. You know where you want to be at. So I feel like
I just made Mac Jones look like this.
I mean,
come
let's
on,
not sleep on Mac. He's been cooking at the.
No, we're not gonna sleep on him.
He's not been cooking at. He's been cooking at the Senior Bowl. Come on now. It's crazy. He can also say that he's like, look, man, look how quarterbacks look under me. quarterbacks don't miss when it comes to me. I don't care who the quarterback is. You saw that picture with Mac Jones, Tua, and Jalen. Yeah, with his stomach out. Like, look, man, I got dudes like this as Heisman finalists. Come on, bro. I think this Texas team.
Dudes built like Big Ben.
This Texas team, facts. This Texas team has a bright future ahead of them, but there's a lot Steve S is gonna have to be able to bring in that's gonna make this team actually compete. Their first thing they need to do is they need to be able to get over Oklahoma. But I feel like every team has that problem. Every team has that one team. It's like, look,
Auburn,
we got to be able.
Auburn has Bama.
Yeah, Georgia has Bama as well.
Georgia has Florida and Bama.
I mean, not really Florida. But
this year.
But you got to consider, if Georgia has let's say Georgia was undefeated against Bama in the Kirby Smart era, how great would this team be? We have a national championship. We'd have been in the playoffs. That's Kirby's problem. Georgia's problem is Bama. Texas's problem will be Oklahoma.